Hey everyone, welcome back to another iiRcade Gamedaze Live. I'm your host, Michael, producer here at iiRcade. It's going to be a pretty easy day today, I gotta say. I can't title the show anything without you all speculating that something is coming. So I just put winter's coming on this one, and you still think something's coming. So it's great. It's fantastic. But welcome back. Happy Friday. Glad to see you all in the chat too. I see all those names and stuff that I'm used to seeing. It's great. Some newcomers too. Fantastic. Welcome to the family if you're new here. But yeah, let's get things started. So, of course, it's Friday. It's another holiday game day sale, right? So all the games right now that are in the sale, 40% off. So we got a couple different companies this week, right? So there's, let's see, Pound is a good one. So they've got like Windjammers and things like that they brought you. Space Ace, of course, is on everybody's list. If you haven't picked it up, Space Ace, of course, is completing the trilogy. So we put Dragon's Lair 2 on sale, last week, the week before? And now we got Space Ace up there. So just to complete your Don Bluth trilogy right there on the machine, in case you've never picked them up before or you're brand new. What else we got here? Sydney Hunter, of course, the Collector Vision series, the Collector Vision ColecoVision games, which is kind of cool. So they still make ColecoVision games today over at Collector Vision, which is kind of cool. But of course, Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mines, we have that beautiful cap skin for you too, in case you're looking to pick those up. Everything's still on sale right now too. And the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale was extended officially now until the 25th of December. For all the cabs, game sales continue until the 31st of December this year. So very last day of the year. So this is week 3 currently. We got 3 more weeks after this on top of, the one that's just started today, right? So there you go. And of course, all of those game sales are going to change every single Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time here in Chicago, because that's when I set them for pretty much. So this current sale will end next Friday at 8:59 a.m. on the dot to bring in those new set of games next week as well too. So pick them up while they're hot. You got a whole week. So play them this weekend. Play them next week, whenever you got time, whatever you want to browse and peruse through. So today, pretty much just Q&A for the most part. So we'll do a lot of Q&A. Be a pretty light, chill day. I can answer any of the game questions you guys have related to the game sales and stuff. If you've never seen some of these games that are on sale right now, you're looking to pick some up and you just don't really know yet, I can totally talk about those games too. So feel free, start just putting questions in the chat. Give me like a ton of question marks or asterisks or something so I can pull them up. But otherwise, yeah. So I'll actually start with my favorite game, besides Space Ace, of course, because Space Ace is like top of my list, right? Always. But let's see, Windjammers is in there today. Let's see, underrated titles that are in there today. Lock and Chase, actually, which is kind of a classic. If you never played Lock and Chase, it's sort of a Pac-Man-esque kind of game too, but there's these doors and stuff that close on you all the time too. That's why it's called Lock and Chase, right? Because they actually lock you down. You're playing a sort of like it's like a cops and robbers style game. So there's that one. Oh, Dark Seal's in today. That's of course. Dark Seal's always like top of my list. In case you didn't know, I'm a huge RPG nerd. So Dark Seal and Dark Seal 2 are in the store today, which you also might know them as their other names. Oh my gosh, something. It's Wizard Fire, and something with a gate in it. It'll come to me. But we like Dark Seal and Dark Seal 2, so that's the names that we stuck with for those ones. Let's see. Question. I see Hollywood's got a question. I see Don's got one above this, so I'll go up in a second. So, Michael, is Night Slashers or Dark Seal 2 your favorite co-op game? 100% Dark Seals 2. It was it's just more my taste. Night Slashers is a fantastic beat 'em up. So if you've never tried Night Slashers, especially, definitely pick up Night Slashers. I would say it's well worth it. Plus, Night Slashers is really cool. It's got that Halloween kind of vibe, right? You're always fighting like different Frankenstein. There's like a Frankenstein monster in there too, plus Dr. Frankenstein himself pretty much. I don't know if that's his actual name, but that's what he is. Yeah, there's, werewolves and all these other creatures in that game too. Tons of vampires and stuff. So Night Slashers is fantastic, but yeah, Dark Seal 2 is where it's at for me, 100%. Don, I see any new winter games coming. You have to stay tuned on that one. It's probably not any today, unfortunately. However, yes, like I said, I promised on other streams these past 2 weeks too, even though there's no new games today, there will still be, we're not done releasing games for the year. There's more coming still. Yes. And of course, we're always back cataloged right now, working on tons and tons of games. Let's see, difference between Street Hoop and Hoops 96. There's not a huge difference. Hoops 96 is the newer version of Street Hoops. It is like the predecessor. So if you like Street Hoops, you're going to like Hoops 96, guarantee it. I think they updated like not the combos, but like the ultimate shots and stuff in Hoops 96 a lot more. They jazzed it up a little bit for you. So when you go for those like super dunks I'm pretty sure they're called super dunks in that game, but you fill up the meter at the bottom. Yeah, I think they improved those with the gameplay and just like shot functionality. It's really the difference between Street Hoop and Hoops 96. All right, let's see here. What questions we got in this chat? Yeah, keeping questions coming. We're just going to do a Q&A day. Really chill day today. Nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting for you. I got a whole lot of things going on right now between all the game sales, all the device sales, talking to the license, everything. Yeah, everything's going on right now, right? So plus you got to, bite down on software issues and things like that too. So we're constantly going through right now, getting all those tickets in, fixing things. Let me see here. What's a great two-player game besides Windjammers? Oh, Mike, I'm so glad you asked. One, that's a great name, Mike. Just saying. But two, Windjammers Heavy Smash would be your fantastic two-player game to pick up this week, which is a super, super low-key sleeper hit, I would say. Heavy Smash is one of the first games that I actually tested on the system, too, and I love Heavy Smash. So if you've never tried Heavy Smash, it's sort of like a weird kind of rugby-ish game, I guess you could say. It's like a weird football rugby kind of game, but you're scoring into goals and stuff. You can like throw the ball super hard sometimes doing special moves and like knock the goalie back into the net where they can't really stop it unless they're really good at blocking. There's a ton of different team combinations that you can do, and each team actually makes a difference, right? Some are super fast and not really powerful. Others are super powerful but super slow also. And then there's also like the medium mixes where they're kind of fast, kind of strong. They block really well. So the team that you pick in that game, it can vary wildly if you're going to win or lose, honestly. But yeah, that game is Heavy Smash is what you're looking for on the store right now. So that's, if you're looking for a two-player game, Heavy Smash, fantastic. Fighters are good. Carnival's Revenge is the sequel to Fighters History. And then, let's see, if you want puzzle-esque games too, Magical Drop 3 is a really good head-on-head gameplay. Really enough, yeah, I love Magical Drop as well. But those are kind of your really, really solid two-player games. But again, Heavy Smash, that's where it's at. That's my top suggestion for you for two-player this week, other than Windjammers. All right. Yes, Hoops 96 is the sequel. This is an interesting question. So, Robert, welcome. With so many new people joining the family after week one sales are over, will any of the week one sales be repeated before the sale is completely over? Probably not. So 1 week of sales for these games right now, and that's it. Cut and dry. We've got to move on to the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So 6 weeks of game sales. That's a month and a half of game sales, though, right? So you're going to find something in that time that you like. I guarantee it. If not, are you sure you want to play games? I'm not quite sure. But we probably won't repeat these sales, no. And once we're done with the winter sales, they'll probably go away for a while. So yeah, these sales take a lot to throw together too. This isn't just like a end of the day thing. It's like, hey, we want to do a sale. We can just do this. No, these are published games run through licensors and stuff, right? So the license rights to these games exist. We purchase the rights to release them on our system. We have to work with those licensors in order to actually do sales on the system too. We can't just take someone's product essentially and put it on sale. It's probably illegal, I would say. So we can't do that. So these sales, we do have to work ahead of time to actually get them all rolling. All of our developers and publishers have to agree to the sales before we can actually put them up. So we had to clear all that a long time ago. So that's why you won't see a repeat week. I can't just be like, hey, let's do it. So that's how that works. But yeah, it's good. We're just happy that they were willing to go 40% off, right? These are crazy prices right now. These are crazy price cuts on these games. So, but it's good. I'm glad you all are having fun. I see everybody picking up 20 games at a time. It's kind of intense, but I like it. All right, what other questions we got here? Glass screens. I still don't really know. I'm sorry, Chicken Joy. It's out of our hands at this point. It's just up to the shipping industry to get them here. We've been waiting forever on these two. It's been out of our hands for a long time now. We manufactured them. We made them. We're just waiting for them to arrive so that we can ship them out to you. That's pretty much it. So yeah, unfortunately with shipping, we're not a shipping company. Keep in mind, everything goes through FedEx and other companies, Amazon and stuff. So they're shipping companies. We're not. Once it ships, it's kind of out of our hands, and we just kind of are at their mercy until then. Let's see, Travis, question here. What's going on, Travis? I'm trying to plan ahead for online play, and so which of these games on sale will be coming to that service? So again, it's intended that at least all of our classic arcade games, not right out the gate, we'll release them in patches. However, it is intended that all of our classic arcade games will function online. So if it's a two-player or more classic arcade game that we that we license, right? So a game like Windjammers, right? We intend to put all of those online. When it will come online exactly, I can't tell you right now. Again, with online, we're very much in development right now. So stay tuned on that. But yeah, I can't promise you that every game is going to be online. However, it is intended right now with the way our software works that we can put every single retro classic arcade game online that we have licensed. And it is, I can tell you on the back end, that function is sort of working pretty well. So that's the bread and butter of the system. What it's going to look like, stay tuned on that. Q1 2022, that's when we'll release all that kind of details and stuff to you, and we'll start doing those betas with a handful of games at a time. Then we'll release more games. Just make sure they're all working. If we release 5 to 10 games at a time kind of thing, maybe that's going to be the number. We'll see. We'll see how many we release in each batch. But yeah, with online, that's how that's going to work. I would say it's a safe bet, though, to pick up pretty much any multiplayer game. And at some point in the near-ish future, right, for next year, it'll probably be online. And if Windjammers isn't online, I'll be very angry, but it's going to be online. So it's the one game. It's the one game I'll throw out there. Windjammers for sure, because I won't let it die. Street Hoop versus 96. We already talked about this one. Dana, I'm so sorry you missed it. It's in the beginning of the video, but Hoops 96 is the predecessor to Street Hoop. So take it as you will. Hoops 96 is the sequel to Street Hoop. So if you want to buy the second one, great, but you'll like both of them. If I need a suggestion, yeah, Hoops 96 would be my suggestion above Street Hoops, but both are good. All right, let's see. Dark Souls is the reason you bought iiRcade. That's fantastic. I like it. I agree with you on that one because I love Dark Seal as well too. All right, let's see here. Here's a good question. Aaron, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Will we ever be able to check the leaderboards from the app? Too often I wonder if anyone has passed me. So maybe. I could say anything's possible on that one. Again, these are features that we'd love to have, of course. It's a great feature to have, and we've thought about this plenty of times. It's just kind of getting these things rolled out, right? It takes time is all it is, right? We're still a brand new company this year. It takes a long time to get software features out there. We're a small team of people kind of bootstrapping it the whole way through usually. So with software especially, it's, we're coming in leaps and bounds pretty quick for what we are especially. But things like that, there's sort of additives that we would love to have. And they might come eventually, of course. And we're playing with tons of features like that. But yeah, we'll see. Feature creep's a real thing, so we can't just keep adding on more and more and more features all the time too, and then we have a bunch of broken things in our system that don't work right. We got to fix things first, and then we got to add new features, and then we'll get to new features after that, right? So yeah, stay tuned on that, but that would be a great feature to have. Good question. All right, what other things we got in this chat right now? Heck it, I can't talk about licenses, unfortunately, as we always say. Any licenses in the works that we're potentially speaking on or might not be potentially speaking on even, can't talk about those. I can only talk about games that have been announced currently. Let's see here. It's an interesting one. Alexandra, I'm going to say. If I'm butchering your name, I'm so sorry on that one. I do apologize. I'm not a good reader. That's fair. Under the settings menu, and on any question, okay. So under the settings menu on any game start screen, is it planned to add dip switch settings for the arcade games? Some add lives, continues, difficulty. Yeah, dip switch settings. We'll see. We'll see on that one. Again, dip switch settings we talked about a lot in the past too, and we would love to include them. It's not a feature that we're like trying to keep from you for any reason right now, but how we do dip switch settings currently are kind of locked in, and we do actually play with them ourselves a lot of times. These difficulties and stuff, usually we'll kind of crank them up to the highest a lot of times just for the added challenge. For now, you kind of stuck with what you got, unfortunately. Is that a feature that we're looking to add one day? Probably, yeah. Again, we're not trying to limit features on the console. We would love to add more options, right? Like that's why we just added the scan lines and the pixel perfect and stuff, right? Because everybody wants more options, and more options can be great. I don't want to overwhelm you with options either on a system because that would be terrible user experience design. However, yeah, of course, like dip switch settings would be great to have. Good question. And of course, we'll keep looking into things like that. It's just not priority number one right now, you know? Let's see here. What other questions do we got? Any more questions on the games specifically, especially, right? This is Gamedaze. I like to talk about games. I've played all 300 plus licensed titles that we currently have. So and then some, a lot. No, I can't talk on licenses. Yeah, see? Heavy Smash. Heavy Smash is where it's at. Pick it up. Well, it's still hot. I'm just saying. For what? What is Heavy Smash at right now? $4.70, under $5 right now for Heavy Smash. Yeah, 100% pick up Heavy Smash. You cannot go wrong with that, especially if you're playing with friends and family and stuff. You got buddies over. Heavy Smash. It's my favorite two-player game in this list right now. 100%. Let's see here. What other questions here? Ready for glass and game announcements soon. Yeah, again, we talked about glass again. It's just out of our hands. That's up to the shipping industry to, get it here at this point. A ton of games, so the sales don't help me. That's fair. I was lucky enough to pay full price. Of course, yeah. So, things go on sale. That's how it is. It's how life is, Sometimes you miss the sale. We didn't even know if we were doing game sales originally in the year, right? So we had to plan ahead, of course, by a couple months, but initially, we weren't really sure if game sales were going to happen. Everybody requested them so highly, though. So, of course, we gave you guys game sales. So, just took a lot of work, really, for our CCO, Minchik. Minchik, if you're watching, thank you for the game sales. Are those LED speakers plugged in the wall? They are, actually. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got a little mod from here. I think Bobby might have posted this at some point. I see Bobby's right here in the chat. What's going on, Bobby? I think Bobby initially showed us that mod. Is where I saw that, if not somebody else. But yeah, we actually carved out this right here behind the wood. Don't do that. That's going to void your warranty. Please don't carve out the wood. Just saying. So just so you know, we did that unless you don't really care about the warranty too much. Then you're golden. Go ahead and carve away. But yeah, that's what we did to that. We just carved a hole in here, put the LEDs all the way through. So I siphoned those through, and then, yeah, they're plugged in the wall. They're actually voice activated and sound activated and stuff like that too. So these ones work that way. I just have them on like a rotating setting currently today. But yeah. It's an easy mod too. Hints on the current games. Ooh. Randy, I don't know if I gave away my secrets for next week yet. This week just started. Enjoy it while it lasts. Especially if you haven't checked out Space Ace, especially Sydney Hunter, Windjammers, Heavy Smash. This is a great list this week, actually. Magical Drops, Night Slashers, Secret Agent. Oh my gosh, this is a great week. Cliffhanger, Dark Seal. My gosh. All right. What other questions we got here? Any update on it? You guys keep asking about the glass. Yes. I don't know on the glass. I really don't know. It's still just been stuck in shipping. That's all it's been. It's been that way for months, weeks at least. It's been at least 2 months now, I would say, since we started saying that. Yeah, it's been manufactured. Glass is just waiting on a ship somewhere. Once it gets unloaded, we'll get to you as quick as possible. I promise you that. It's just until then, it's literally out of our hands. I can't just go grab it for you. There's a couple hundred of you, I believe, waiting on glass right now, which is crazy. You guys sold out of our original shipment almost literally instantly. Actually, on day one, we were sold out of glass in our first shipment. We thought that we had more than enough to last us the entirety of the year. The answer was not. That was totally wrong, which is good. I'm glad you all like the glass. You've ordered it for your systems. This is actually glass behind me. But yeah. Yeah, see, it's moose. See, I get it. I feel you, which is good. But again, I'm glad that you all are picking up all these titles and stuff. But do remember to play the games too. Enjoy the games. We put them on the system for you to play, right? Not just sit there and collect dust. These aren't machines that are meant to collect dust. They're meant to be played, right? So do make sure you're enjoying the games. And always try new things too. With these games that we have on the system, especially, you never know what you're going to find that you might like, right? People all the time, they have no idea what some of these games are, and then they play them. They're like, this is like my new favorite game. Just because a game isn't popular doesn't mean that it's a bad game. Sometimes it's just it was marketed wrong at the time that it released, or there's plenty of other features that might be there. Maybe they just couldn't release a certain amount of arcade machines. They could only produce, 1,000, and then so only 1,000 different arcades had them. That's like tiny compared to, worldwide, right? So always keep that in mind with games. Just because it's not a mainstream title does not mean it's bad whatsoever. There's plenty of things that go into game sales. Let me see. Going down the list. What are the kind of questions we got? Any more questions on the games for today that I can answer? Particularly, anything you're looking to pick up that you just don't know yet, you might be on the fence with? I can help you with that. Let's see here. Spring sale, summer sale. Probably not, honestly. Like a seasonal sale. We'll see. I can't say yes or no to seasonal sales for games especially, but we'll find out. I literally honestly don't know. So it's a true fact right now. Okay. All right, here's a great question, actually. Ranker Lex, I hope I just pronounced that right. Yeah, so question, hello, welcome. A couple of my games say there's an update available. Sorry, I'm ignorant. How do you make this update? No, totally fine, especially with a lot of new people joining every day too, which is fantastic. I love it. Welcome, everybody. These are good questions because it's not always self-explanatory. I get it. We try to make it as easy as possible. So the way that game updates work is that you just launch the game, and whenever you press A, so you get to the instruction screen, right? And then once you're trying to actually play the game, it should pop up a message that says, hey, a new update's available. Do you want to update, yes or no? And then if the answer is yes, it'll update right then. If you say no, you can go play the game, unless it's a forced update. So sometimes we have to force updates, which kind of locks you in, and you can't actually play the game until it updates. There's different reasons. Usually that stuff's due to legal reasons or like major updates and content things that just need to be fixed. But yeah, so you just go in, you launch the game, and then it should prompt you with an update message. If that's not happening, go ahead and contact us, and we can fix that. So again, newer software this year and stuff. We're still always working on it. We totally know there's always going to be bugs happening with software, but we want to fix them. And to fix them, we need to know about them, right? So it always helps if you're doing contact@iiRcade.com if you ever have issues. It always helps us to send your account email as well as your device ID just right off the bat, because I guarantee we're going to ask for that, like no matter what the issue is. So always send your account email and your device ID anytime that you're going to contact customer service, because from there we can, we don't have to ask right then, right? Because I guarantee you that's the first question out the gate. But yeah, no, that's how game updates work. So there's really no need to check the store all the time to see if an update's available. It's just go and launch the game. And if for some reason that update doesn't work, you can always uninstall the game and reinstall it. I should touch on that too. When you uninstall a game, your save data for any game actually, really, mostly the newer modern titles that actually have real save data, that save data does remain. The save data doesn't get wiped unless you wipe it with the Z button by going into storage and then hitting the Z button. So that is intended. So that's just because we're an arcade console, right? Just like an Xbox or PlayStation or Switch, right? We're in iiRcade is just an arcade console. So this feature is intended to keep your save data so that you can always uninstall a game and reinstall it later on in case you need space on the system, right? So say we get bigger games later on, right? That are like 10 plus gigabytes. It's not megs, but gigs. You might just want to get the space, right? So, but you don't want to lose your save data because maybe it's like, a super, super long game and you played it for hundreds of hours and you don't want to lose all the data. So what you do is you uninstall the game, reinstall, you can take off right from your save again at any point in time. So that's why that feature works that way. But to remove it, you have to go into the storage, press Z to do that. Certain games for storage removal with Z doesn't quite work sometimes. There's a reason for that. I saw somebody post about Beach Buggy not doing that, as well as Knights and Guns, and that's true. Both of those games do that. It's very rare and few and far between on the system right now. But occasionally the developers sort of store save data in a spot that the launcher, the game launcher, the actual system OS can't get to on its own without us going in and doing it ourselves. So they shouldn't be doing that. However, some developers are newer to Android development specifically. It's a hard thing to counteract sometimes. They don't know that the files are going there. We try to help them with that, but it's hard to really allocate files in a specific way for them and to explain it. So certain games won't do that. However, usually those games, one, have features for the modern games to delete your save data within the game itself too, to restart. And if they don't, typically they let you replay all those levels again anyway, like Beach Buggy and Knights and Guns, you can always just replay the same levels, except for like the tutorial level pretty much too. So yeah, if you ever but system reset does work to fresh reset them, but I highly do not suggest doing that all the time. So that is how storage data works for save data as well. A lot of roundabout answer for system updates. Sorry about that. Or for game updates. Let's see here. Again, I can't talk on licenses that we don't have yet, or might be in the works, or might not be in the works. Who knows, right? Speaking of which, where's Dylan at? I haven't seen a Shredder's Revenge question. Happy holidays to you, Christopher. Thank you. Hope everybody had a good Turkey Day, by the way. It's been like a full week, right? All right, what other questions we got? Any other system-related questions, too, on top of the games? I can answer all those. Remember, I literally have my hand in every single area of the company as the producer. So there's not really a field that I don't delve into at this point. Let's see. Yeah, that's Rage Mayhem Brawlers. It's a lot like Streets of Rage 4. How are the lights on the machine doing that? Yeah, again, we modded this one ourselves. Well, I modded this one myself, I should say. Carved out the middle, and we have LEDs inside too. I think Bobby's got a post stub somewhere still on the community group too. If you search, you should be able to find that somewhere. It's pretty easy to do. You don't have to carve out the middle, but you can do the speaker lights in the grills. That's easy to do. I think they cost like $15 on Amazon to get the LEDs and stuff. So yeah, you can make it look that way if you'd like. And we'll see new releases again. Shoeshine coming in hot with the question. That's a good one. Stay tuned on that one. You'll find out. I won't get your hopes up. It's not going to be today. I promise you 100% it's not going to be today. But yes, like I promised, you will see game releases still before the end of the year. We're not done with new games for the year yet. So 100%, there's going to be more games coming in hot. The thing is that with the game sales, especially right now, we want those games to be focused on again too. Because a lot of people didn't pick up these games, right? And so, or they just were missed in the store, right? With hundreds of games in a store, things get missed. I totally get it. So like, it's hard to scour through everything and make it super searchable and stuff all the time. So this is kind of the beauty in the sale too. A lot of people are picking up titles they just didn't even know were on the system, or that they just didn't know that they might like even, because they never really knew to look. So that's how that works. So we're kind of highlighting the game sales for these first couple weeks. That's why there's no new game releases and stuff too, because we really want to focus on, our current publishers and help them out, get some more games in there, get you guys playing some more stuff on your system that you, again, totally are going to love. A lot of these games, you just didn't know that they existed. So this is it. Okay. I thought there was like a swear word at first in this, Max. That's with all the different. Anyway, in your opinion, is there a game on iiRcade that's not good? I mean, there's lesser titles, I would say, in my opinion, but a lot of it's subjective too. I'm a game developer too, right? So that's where I'm coming from. So every game to me has value because it teaches me something as far as game design goes, be it good or bad. But yeah, is there any bad games this week? No, there's really not. Honestly, any games on sale are good to go. There's games that I definitely like above others, clearly, Heavy Smash. But beyond that, and Space Ace and Sydney Hunter, those are some of my tops for this week. Some that aren't really my style. No, I like Psychonix Oscar. I was going to say maybe Karate Champ, but that's just sort of an older title, but Karate Champ's totally fine too on its own. I'm not big on Karnov for some reason, but beyond that, but Karnov's still a good game. Like, it's a classic. So it's got ostriches in it too. Any game that has ostriches is good in my book. Let me see. Oh, there's Dylan. I knew you were going to be in this chat, buddy. Nope. No word on Shredder's Revenge. It's not. I'm not saying yes or no on Shredder's Revenge until the day I die, pretty much. Even if we were to ever. No, I'm not even going to go into that. It's fine. Okay, what other questions do we have here? Still no luck on Mayhem, I see, Mark. Sorry about that. If you are still having a problem with Mayhem, send a ticket into contact@iiRcade.com. Literally all we need is your device ID, and we can help fix that problem pretty quick. So we got to fix those by hand on the server side right now for anybody who's actually stuck, where it says update available and the game isn't actually on your system because it never refreshed properly. We can fix that. We just need your device ID. So all you got to do is send your device ID and say, Mayhem Brawlers, update available, I'm stuck, it's not on my system. That's it. After that, we can fix it real quick. Oh, I know 50 and 60% off games. Oh my gosh, is 40% not enough for you? I'm so sorry. Do you want me to go down to the lower end? I can go to 20. A lot of these games are steals at these prices. Let me see here. Again, Heavy Smash under $5 is like, it's ridiculous. That game should be 30. I love that game. To me, it's worth 30. Okay, how about that? I'll say that. Any plans for a mini iiRcade to mount on your wall? Do you really want more arcades to mount on your wall? I mean, it's a different style, a different form factor, and it's not like it wouldn't be possible for us to do. Do we intend on doing it anytime soon? Probably not. No. Yeah, for a multitude of reasons. Again, having more and more SKUs to print is a lot of work. And it's a lot of things to manage for shipping. And it's a lot of things to manage for stores, for retail fronts. So you got to think about that too on our end. I can't just be like, here's another unit and a new unit and a new unit all the time. But again, arcade console. So different form factor than, a replica of something, right? You see here, what other things do I got here? Making any attempts to, I'm always making attempts to secure every game, just saying. Let's see, subscription-based service like a Games Pass. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds for iiRcade with subscriptions and things like that too, right? And that's not we're going to or not going to. It's just who knows, right? Again, we're playing with a lot of different things right now. New company, first year. This is our first holiday season, truly. Like last year, so we released the store, right? Last year, Christmas Eve was our first day with the store, and people were starting to, purchase things and break our servers and everything like that, which was a nightmare last year for me during the holidays. It was a nightmare for our server team, especially our engineers and stuff. We were working around the clock last Christmas break when we first released the store. So to think how far we've come in years since then. But of course, there's still plenty of bugs we're trying to squash, like this update available right now too that we're fixing up right now. And then, but who knows what the future holds right now, where we might go with other things. Why would I ever do an X theme cap? Zod. Why would I ever do this? If I made you an X theme cab, it would literally just be white. It would just be a pure white cab with an egg instead of the iiRcade symbol up there. Or maybe it would be the iiRcade symbol with an egg in the middle. That's what I would give to you at that. Maybe one panel would be blue. That would be it. But no, there's no plans for an egg theme cab. You see, I've read everything on the store. Gordon, are you hitting like Gene status? Have you purchased every single game? I'm just asking for a friend here. All right, what other questions do we got? Again, been at 30 minutes already. We're pretty good, like I said, it doesn't have to be a crazy long show today or anything. I'm just here to answer questions. So if you guys are done with questions, I'm okay. We can call it a day. I've got no secrets hidden up my sleeves today. My sleeves are down. Unless it was like a street magician, maybe I could do that. Let's see. Has Retro Wrestling ever gone on sale? Retromania Wrestling? Technically, yeah. First weekend buyers had the early bird special where it was $5 off. Here we go. Actual game question. Welcome, Concerts in Vinyl. I've never seen that name before, so if you're new to the family, welcome. Thank you. Can you tell me about Peter Pepper's Ice Cream Factory versus Burger Time? Sure. So, yeah, we've got Burger Time, we've got Super Burger Time, and we've got Peter Pepper's Ice Cream Factory. They're all the same series, the Burger Time series, right? It's the same. The baker, I guess, the chef turns into a baker or an ice cream man, I guess. But yeah, so it's basically the same style of game, right? So instead of building burgers, instead of stacking burgers, you're stacking ice cream cones. So you've got your cone as the bottom typically, and then you've got different forms of ice cream. It's pretty much it. It's just the gameplay it's a little faster, I would say, compared to Burger Time. It's definitely a little faster. The levels are, a little bit of different in the layout. There's some different enemies in there, but overall it's the same style of gameplay. So if you enjoy Burger Time, you'll enjoy Super Burger Time and definitely Peter Pepper's Ice Cream Factory, which is a mouthful to say. But yeah, it's pretty much just an additive game, just a newer version of Burger Time, but with ice cream, right? So in case you're tired of burgers, got to move to dessert at one point. Let's see here. Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie. The attract mode is great for finding games you don't know. That was literally my intention of it for the past couple weeks while we're finding stuff, as well as introducing, different people in the community, those YouTubers and stuff like that. So we like to support everybody who supports us. That's what that one was all about. But yeah, I'm glad that you're totally finding new games. That's literally the intention of it, right? So I try to spice it up too with some game, like Windjammers has been up there before too. And clearly I'm going to put Space Ace in it. However, like Boogie Wings, some people didn't know about Boogie Wings. Solar Warrior is a great example of that too. Zane Selena, Solar Warrior, right? What else we got on there too? I think Shellnoff's on there too. If you've never tried Shellnoff, Atomic Runner, Shellnoff is the other name for it. Totally suggest that game if you're into classic arcade games. It's just a different style of game. And I like that you're constantly running. There's no stopping in the game. You're always moving, but you can face forward and backwards. So Atomic Runner Shellnoff is great. But But yeah, I'm glad you're liking the attract modes. I'll keep changing these up every week for now. Again, attract mode's still new. It's only a couple weeks old, baby. So it's in its infancy right now. We'll see where it goes from here. I know we get asked all the time if you can throw your own attract modes on there. So, SJ, will Dragon's Lair 1 and 2 ever get the Z button leaderboard like Space Ace? You said yes, but it never happened. It should. Is it not like that? Let me double check right now on my system, right? So if I go into Dragon's Lair, I'm connected to the internet. As long as you're connected to the internet, let me find out real quick. Sorry, we're doing it live. All right, can confirm. Do I have Space Ace on here is the real question. Oh, of course, I missed Space Ace. I'm so sorry. I can check real quick, though. So if that's the case, all right, leaderboard. Let me look into that. Thanks for letting me know, SJ. All right. That could potentially be a very easy fix for me. So, well, it won't be my fix, really. It'll be our server engineer's fix. However, they can probably get to it real quick. So stay tuned on that. I will remember that. Don't you worry. Especially games with just one leaderboard. I definitely want to display the leaderboard. Some games we do take them away on purpose. Say like Retromania, right? Their leaderboards, there's like 8 different leaderboards in there, and they're all different game types. So it doesn't really make sense to have a certain one up there. Sometimes we focus on one, but not usually. Like Rising Hell's got it taken away. Mayhem Brawler's got it taken away. So like you just have to go into the game to actually see them. However, just because you can't press Z to view the leaderboard, yes, you can go into the game. For those of, don't be confused on that. But yes, for a game that has one leaderboard, yeah, we can get that fixed probably. I don't know why. I don't know why it's like that actually, but I'll look into that. Let's see, Retro Marine and ET on MFL cabinets. I have no idea off the top of my head on this one. Again, we've been trying as fast as possible, but tons of things in the way. This is why we sent out all those emails and stuff when we were switching from MFL and stopping the cab to say like, hey, it's going to be a while. This is why we did that. So stay tuned, hang in there, buddy. We will get that still as fast as possible. I promise you that. You're not forgot about. Let's see. Question from Christopher. I referred a developer to you guys, Mario Lino. What do you guys think of his games? Also, Fight and Rage. Stay tuned on that one. I can't speak on developers, really. And I would never badmouth a developer anyway. I would never tell you, like, if I hate a developer, I'd never tell you that to begin with. But I don't hate any of our developers. So I usually like all of our developers. But yes, I have tons and tons of emails all the time in my email box from developers and everybody else. So it's a lot to sort through and pay attention to. Space Invaders coming soon to iiRcade. Always. Yes, Space Invaders still being worked on. Okay, any other questions right now? Yes, hoping Christmas is the answer to the NFL Cups. That's true. Hoping for Christmas, mind you. Can't make promises, unfortunately, because we never know how things are going to go with shipping. We really can't. Because, again, we are not a shipping company. Keep that in mind. Outside companies like FedEx handle our shipping. So once it's in their hands, I can't do much about it. You're at their mercy just as much as we are. And peripherals. Who knows? Again, you'll have to, stick with the fam and see what happens over the years, right? Hardware accessory plays and things like that we've talked about before, potentially doing. Who knows? See, Joey missed the fact that I had a Joust machine on my arcade machine last week. And no, that's not Joust confirmed, so don't read anything into that. I have a little mini Joust Christmas ornament that I keep on my shelf, and I had it on top last time too, because Joust is my personal favorite arcade game. I have poor taste in arcade games maybe, but Joust is fantastic. So let's see. How many weeks do the sale, Tim? So the last week will be the week ending on the 31st. So there's 6 weeks total. We started this is the 3rd week now. So week 4, 5, and then 6 coming up in December. So I think that's like Christmas Eve. I think it's the 24th is Friday, which would be Christmas Eve. So that would be the last day of the sales. And then that ends on the 31st. So cab sales end on the 25th. So if you're looking to pick up cabinets or anybody else is looking to pick up cabinets, they end on the 25th is when all cabinet sales will end, and they will go back up to full price after that. But game sales, yes, the last week, the 6th week will end on the 31st, will be the last day of game sales. Yep. So they'll end that morning, essentially at 9 a.m. for game sales. Good question, good question. And again, game sales will cycle through 9 a.m. on Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, CST, on Fridays. Yeah, Fridays, 9 a.m. CST. Every single week right now. So this is week 3, and we got week 4, week 5, and week 6 still to go. So yeah, plenty of games. All right, what other questions did I miss in this chat? I skipped a few. All right. Oh, endless one up, I see. This is a good question, actually, that we don't get asked too often. So endless one up. Will you ever make a Discord channel? I think only putting yourself on Facebook means you're missing out. It's true. No, totally understand it. Yeah, so the only issue that I have right now with Discord is moderating it, right? So again, we're a small company, so like we pretty much have to hire moderators and stuff, right? Or hire people that we trust to moderate the Discord channel. It can be kind of a nightmare, so that's sort of why we haven't done it yet. But yeah, like when online play comes, we'll probably be looking more towards that, I would say. Since voice is definitely not coming, at least not right out the gate for sure. So again, I can promise you that voice is not coming, mostly because unless you're connecting Bluetooth headset, I guess you could potentially do that. But yeah, so we'll probably use Discord a lot more than when online plays. So stay tuned on that one. Maybe I'll set up a Discord when that comes out. So then you guys can hear my terrible voice nonstop, but while we're playing together. So that'll be cool, right? Joust is not the devil. Joust is the angel on your shoulder, if anything. Thank you, Papa Brad. Joust is a classic. Thank you. Because who doesn't like to ride ostriches? Let me see here. Okay, what other questions we got? Man, you guys, it's already been 45 minutes. What? Just questions. Wizard of War. You're talking about Wizard of Walls, I believe, maybe? Wizard of War is WOR. It's a classic arcade game, and yeah, it's licensing mostly. Have we talked to that licensor? Maybe. Have we not talked to the licensor? Who knows? I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with the games that are still going to be releasing this year. For New Year's, Rodsky asks, does iiRcade have anything special planned for New Year's? You'll have to find out on New Year's Day. Probably not. I might actually take a break this winter, for once. Since last season, I couldn't because we just released the game store on Christmas Eve. So it was firefighting all last year. So maybe we'll actually take a little bit of a break during the holidays this year. So wouldn't that be nice? But who knows? I don't sleep. All right. But yeah, nothing in the works currently for like a New Year's Day thing. But stay tuned. We do have CES directly after New Year's, which is the 5th of January is the first day for CES. So come back from New Year's and then I go straight to Las Vegas. Hopefully it's a lot warmer when we get there too. All right. Well, Dead Cells be getting any new expansions. Stay tuned on DLCs and things like that too. Again, I can't speak on if they will or not, but I'm not trying to hold back anything from you. I promise you that. Dead Cells is actually getting another new update that we just saw too. The Queen one, I believe I just saw, as well as the characters update is the one that I really like. So that's a cool one. Let's see. So I can't really talk about online still. Remember that. We'll announce stuff in Q2. You'll get all the things, or Q1. I'm so sorry, not Q2. Q1 2022. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for online play. And until then, we kind of got to keep it vague on you. Again, it's so heavily in development right now that we cannot speak on it because a lot of us don't really know necessarily what the features are going to end up like sometimes because bugs always occur. But yes, there's plenty of plans in place, of course, but plans go awry. And don't I know it as a producer? All right. Any other questions? We'll call it a day pretty soon. So it's already been like 45 plus minutes. Oh, here we go. Endless one up. It has a follow-up question. All right. I'll answer this. Yeah, the moderation sound, like it will be hard, of course. Yeah. I will sign up and even sign a contract to make sure here to certain standards. Of course. Yeah, I know. We'll see. We'll see if we do like a Discord channel. Let's see again. Modern Fighter to see. Yeah, of course. Again, looking at every game all the time, 100% of the time. It's like what I do when I go home even too. I still look at more games. I'm also making more games, right? The word on John coming home. Mike just asked this because he thinks that John is bringing back his MFL cap. That's what it is. I have no idea. He doesn't. He might know more than me at this point too. It's been longer than we thought. I think that John's been away. Don doesn't like to ride ostriches. That's a shame. They're magnificent birds with creepily long necks. iiRcade needs a game show, Prince. You say this every time too, and I would love to host an iiRcade game show or just have you host it. Let's see. What other questions do we have? I almost just changed my browser and closed out the entire stream. Let's see. All right, going down the list, Let's take we'll do 3 more good questions. How about that? We got 10 minutes, if that, and then somebody's got to, we'll be done. Let's see here. I don't have a release date for Space Invaders. Stay tuned on that. It's being worked on, as well as Space Invaders Infinity Gene, of course. We're still working on that. That one's being in-house developed for Space Invaders Infinity Gene. Do I gamble? Are we talking about Vegas? Is that why? Not really. Not a big gambler. But I'll play some slots probably. We'll see. I might stick it out of the table or two. All right, let's see. 2 more questions. SJ, actually, this is a good question. My cab just did a firmware update. Anything I should know? No. So 9008001, it was actually a tiny incremental update, which caused a couple people's, very rare actually, system to go into the recovery screen. So I actually pushed the full update instead. So now you'll see it as a 2 gig update because that totally replaces all the files and things like that need to be replaced. So this prevents people from going into that system recovery is the only reason I changed that to the update. Otherwise, this was a tiny update to resolve the Mayhem Brawlers issue from the game not updating properly for people. So that's what that was doing for the install. And then that's it. The only actual new thing that you'll see on the front end would be we added 5 and 10 minute options for the attract mode display. That's it, because you guys requested longer modes for 5 and 10 minutes. So we added that for you. Because again, that's easy fix. But yep, that's it. That's it on the front end for now. This was just a last minute update to push out for Mayhem Brawler specifically for the update. So there's not a whole lot of features in this. The other version that we'll be releasing at some point in the next couple weeks probably has a lot more updates in it. Let's see. One more question. Going down the list. I don't even know. I feel like I passed questions. I can't really tell. Let's see. What other questions do we have? I also can't scroll with this mouse pad. I'm not going to lie. John, if your firmware update failed, it's probably just sometimes the server's going slow with the internet and stuff too. Just try again. That's it. You'll just have to power cycle the system and then it'll kick back in. It's probably just due to a slow connection or it hiccuped while it was installing. It's not a huge deal on that one. Yes, be sure that you have stable internet in your house also. It's a great thing for Wi-Fi. All right. Moose has another question. Is there anywhere that you can see how many games I have and how many times I've played each game? Well, you can see how many games you have in your storage set. So if I go over my storage right now, I go all the way over, go to settings, go down to storage. So if I scroll all the way down in this list, it's hard for you to see on my screen here, but there's a number count on the left side. So if you do scroll all the way down to that list, you can see how many games that you actually have downloaded fully. So if you don't want to count by hand, you can count in your head, you can do that. So just in your storage, it'll list the numbers on the left, counting sequentially. But for how many times you play each game, not quite. And that would be data that we'd love to have in there too, right? Hours played and things like that too, like some other systems do, like Steam and stuff. Those are really cool stats to have. And we'd like to, of course, incorporate things like that at some point. It's just not there yet. So again, that just takes time. And those are kind of extra bonus features right now too. We got to get everything else solidified, ironed out first, working great and, spick and span for you. And then we can move on to more features like that. All right. I said that was the last one. Let's see. Do I have one more question? Yes, new attract mode settings. They are there. You guys asked for them. We gave them to you. It was a quick little update, of course, though. That was an easy one to update. Full-size cabs in the future? Who knows? I mean, this is basically a full-size cab at this point. It's a little thinner. I'll give you that for sure. But at just above, what is it, 61 inches, 60 inches or so, 60 and a half right now. It's a pretty tall guy. And especially this is actually the height of oh my gosh, the control deck is way higher than like classic arcade machines are even typically. So we found this was the right height for like most adults standing basically is what we designed this for, right? So that's why the height's like that. So I would call this pretty much a full-size cab. I mean, it's definitely a little thinner, but we designed it that way because this is a home arcade console. So we wanted to fit in the most amount of people's homes as possible. If it fits in my tiny apartment, it can fit anywhere. But it's also big enough that you can play 2 players pretty comfortably. We understand if you're like kind of a bigger person. I'm not the biggest person, of course. My shoulders are a little wide, but beyond that, like if you're like a 6'4" plus guy, I'm sure that you're bigger than me, right? So it might be a little less comfy for you to play with 2 people on here than me, for sure. So like maybe a wider cab one day, who knows? But yeah, totally get that question. All right. This is not even, thanks 8-Bit Brian, I appreciate it. Enjoy the games. Winter is coming. Winter is sort of here in Chicago. It goes up and down. But until next time, I'm going to end it here because it's been, I've held you long enough for like an hour. It's been like 55 minutes. Again, it was just a good Q&A day. Thanks for all the questions. If you have more questions, of course, you'll see on the forums. I'm always trolling all the way through everything, right? So I always see questions there. Any issues you got, send them to contact@iiRcade.com. Again, in the very first email, if you ever contact iiRcade.com, send them your account email, if it's not the same one, and your device ID. And that will greatly speed up the process because from there we can actually do a ton of stuff on the back end and help you out, right? So just as a heads up, especially for those of you new here with a brand new iiRcade owners, always contact@iiRcade.com will be the email that you're going to if anything ever happens. So hopefully nothing ever happens, but issues sometimes arise. That's how it goes, and we will be there to help you fix them. All right. Until then, I'm gonna play you guys out with I don't know. I don't have any crazy videos today, so I'm just gonna play the attract mode. So all right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys all next Friday. Maybe we'll see what happens next Friday with the games and things. Of course, there'll be a new game sale again next Friday. Again, game sales will end. They'll switch every week. Friday, 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. CST every single Friday right now for the next 3 weeks still after this week. This is week 3. We got week 4, 5, and 6. They'll end the 31st, and all cabinet sales go from now until the 25th of December, right? So 25th this month, Christmas Day, right? So they'll end on Christmas Day. So if you're looking to pick up a cabinet for anybody for the holidays, now is the time. You're not going to see these prices again for a while. Promise you that. So pick them up while they're hot. Get a cabinet for a friend. Get ready for that online play. I know a lot of you are doing that right now too. But until next week, thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Turbo! Throw to second. Hey.